Good afternoon. Sorry for starting a tad little bit late. I'm sat here on the top of a desk. Yeah, we've moved what we've not moved. And I just literally dropped my white pencil on the floor and I've had to go scrambling around looking for it. But luckily I've rescued it, so it's all good. Okay, well, hello everybody. Here we are, June the 1st. Did we ever think we'd make it to June? My word, yes. So, looking at today then, I'm actually working on one of the lighter browns, the sandy colour brown tile. You can use whatever colour tile you like. It does work particularly well on grey. But then again, if you want to use just a regular cream tile, then go ahead, that's fine too. Whatever you want to do. So what have I got with me today? I've got my regular pencil and tortillon. I've got my pen, although I'm not going to use my mic on today. I've got this lovely sort of chocolatey colour Sakura jelly roll, so I'm going to be working with that. I've also got my white pen and I've got my white pencil. Now I've rescued it, I'm hoping it's not too broke, and my white tortillon. So there's a few bits and pieces there, but if you want to work with just your pen, pencil and tortillon, that's absolutely fine. You can do that too. So let's just sort of move all these out of the way, preferably to a safe place where it's not going to fall off the table. And I'm going to start with my pencil. Now I know that we wanted to do this sort of interlocking, and it's not difficult, but then again it's not straightforward either. So I have thought a little bit about how to sort of teach this one to you, and I think the best way to do it is to form a bit of a grid. So if you're all ready, I might do mine a little bit heavier, so you can see what it is I'm doing. So you only need to do it lightly because you're not going to see this when it's done, alright? So I'm going to put a line straight down the middle, and then I'm going to split it into two. And then I'm going to turn this around. Hi everybody, hi there. Do you know, I do look forward to doing these, I do. I know sometimes, it's crazy busy, and that's lovely. It's thanks to people like yourselves that it is. But it is nice that, I get a chance to just stop and spend some time with you. It's lovely. It makes my day too, it really does. So here we go. You can see now that I'm splitting those as well. I'm trying to keep them similar if I can. It's just going to make life a little bit easier later on, that's all. Okay, and there. So let's do a count. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm effectively making a grid of the whole tile. We can go in and we can worry about borders and things later. This is all about, it's more of a technical exercise, I suppose this one is, and just because we want to get this, we want to try it out, get it right. It looks amazing when it's right, but you've just got to get your head around it. Okay, same here. So again, I'm splitting that space in half. And again, I'm pressing on a little bit heavier so you can see, but you only need to do this lightly. Okay. All right. Oh, it's a shame, Tina, isn't it? I mean, it would be nice, but these ones are just as good. It's really nice to sort of see, even though I don't see, you feel like you're seeing people. Okay, so I've got the whole tile gridded out. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 down. See, I've come diagonally down. I'm just going to mark a line there and a line there. See, I've gone in with my little jelly roll there. So I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4 down, and I've put my 2 little marks there. Okay. Just give us all the deep breaths. So those that are following, you know where I'm at. 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Oh, hello from Denmark. It's really nice to welcome people from other countries. Hope you're well. Okay. So then from here I'm going to add another 2 lines in. See, 1, 2. Okay? Knitting and tangling at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4 down. See, and I've got 4 lines in there. Okay? So then let's go ahead and put 4 lines in this one here. 3, 4. See, I'm working back up on myself. And the same here, 1. See, I've done the outside first, and then I'm coming on in and doing this. And once you've got the idea from this, oh, hi Rita, hi Deborah from New York. Hope you're okay over there. You're on the news at the minute. So there's my 3, and then I'm going to come back down here, like 1, 2. So when you get the hang of this, you can actually make more or less of these, and that will depend then on how detailed you want to go. But I reckon that if we just work with these today, we'll be doing fine. You see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you can go as narrow or as wide as you like. But we'll work with this one. Okay. Costa del Coventry. Oh, it's funny. Okay. We all got that so far. Okay. So I'm going to turn my tile a little bit, just so it makes life a little bit easier for me to work with. And I'm going to start at this top end. So there we go. That's what we drew, and I'm going to start here at this top end. Oh, and the parcels! Yay! It's exciting. Okay. So I'm going to start here. There. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see. All right. And I'm going to aim here. Now I know that seems a bit weird. You're like, oh my word, how am I going to do that? So this is why we've got these squares and these grids in. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to sort of round it slightly. You see? And then I'm going to come down and round into here. So I've gone up and round and down. Okay. And then I'm going to come from here. So I'm not going to write it in. I'm going to come from here. And I'm aiming for here. Okay. So I'm going to go up a little bit, round and down. See? Oh, Claire, no worries. I'm using the jelly roll. The Moonlight Sakura, but it's a really nice sort of chocolatey brown. But please go ahead, use your black pen as normal. Whatever you've got, it's fine. Okay, so just to recap, I've started here. Look, I've come round and down. And then I've started at this end, but not right on the end, and I've just sort of come over and down. Okay? Oh, Vivian, don't worry about it. Take a deep breath. Okay, so then I'm going to sort of split it as before. So I've got a line and a line, remember? And the same here, line and a line. Okay? So I'm going to follow this one, and I'm going to come up and round. You see, I am taking it a little bit slower because obviously with the jelly rolls we know that you've got to slow down a little bit. See, join them there. Okay. So I've done the outside one. I did this end one, and then I've split my space like I do in the middles, and then I've joined those. Oh, hey Garth. Okay. So then working my way down. So from here, I'm going to imagine that these lines here are going to come down underneath and round and join in here. So I'm going to go from here to here. Okay. So from this one, down here and round. Okay, so you see it looks like it's going underneath and round. And then this edge from here, so it's going underneath and round. Okay. Oh, Leslie, that's okay. I think this one you perhaps need to watch it a couple of times anyway. And once you've got it, you think, oh, I've got it. And even I you know, want to make sure that I focus on this. I mean, I know there's never any wrong, but you know, see, I've got them there, but that's fine. You see? Oh, Bernadette, that's why I'm going nice and steady, nice and slow, taking our time. Okay. So that one's going underneath there, look, and down and round. And the same all the way through. Okay, let's have a quick look at that, you see? Okay. So then I'm going to repeat that. So this line here, I'm going to go, so it's going underneath, and then it's coming around, and into this one here. Right, see why we use the grid now? And then the end one, look, I'm going to come down and round here. And then you see I've got the two lines. There we go, so that's where I'm aiming. From here, around, and into there. And then this one around, and into there. I know my lines aren't quite there, but that's fine. Oh, Maureen, it's entirely up to you. I just thought, being that I was using a brown tile and I'd got this brownish kind of pen, I thought I'd go a little bit different today. But by all means, if you want to use your black pen, or if you want to use a white, it's entirely up to you. It's your choice today. Okay. So then moving down. So I've done, there you go, look, I've done from here. And then from here, so then we're going to look at this one, and we're going to do the same and come down into here. So there's the outside one, you see, round and down, and then let's do that edge, and then here, look, from there is going underneath, round and down. And then here, round and down. So I've not done anything different. These steps are repeated every time. Okay, so again, this one here, round and down. And I do the end one, and then I can do the two in the middle there. Okay. That's where we're at so far. So let's have a quick look at that. There we go. So we've got this pattern working its way downwards. Okay. So let's have a look now. I'm going to turn it round on its side there. You see now we've turned it, we started with this one, and now here we've got this that looks like it's going under there. So I'm going to repeat that original step at the top here, and I'm going to go from here all the way around, down and back into here. So it's exactly the same as before. So I'm going round, down. See, I'm just following that grid to here, and then I'm going to do the end one, see, it's just as before. Okay. Oh, Janet's settled in. Not quite. We've still got things to move, so we've still got our laser cutters here, and some things like the guillotine, you know, that we cut paper with and stuff's here because it's very heavy, we can't move it ourselves. But then at the other place we've got the printer, which we did have moved, and the packing area now and all the packaging and things. So anybody ordered over the weekend, it's been packed today over there. but we've had to bring it back here so we can use the scales to put the postage on. So hopefully we'll get to the post today. If not, it's packed, it'll be in tomorrow. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's a lot nicer over there. But you know, we've just got to go with the flow, and things will move as we're going. Okay. Oh, Christine, did you? Oh, but you know what? It's an investment. You're going to absolutely love it. Okay. They are lovely. And you know what? All the, you know, the photographs and all the things that I do in the books, I use not camellias, I use the Sakura, no, the polychromos for those samples. Oh, okay. So we're at this point again. So here, you think, oh, where do I go? Remember, we've got this one here, and we're going to bring it down and round. So here we go. From here, I'm coming down, following into that curve and round. So it's the same as I did before. You have Bernadette, you have. And they're packed, ready. There we go. Okay. So then, oh there, so you can see I'm coming underneath, down and round. Underneath, down and round. Okay. Oh Nadia, no, don't you worry about it. Just watch it through a couple of times, honestly, and you will get this. It just looks complicated, which is why I'm taking my time and just making sure that everybody's with me. Okay. I'm actually doing the process every time. It's the same. So I do the two outer sides, and then I do the two inner. Okay. Oh, June, you'll not regret it. Don't pause, do it. Here's me, it's your money, yes, I'm spending, but no. Honestly, they are probably the best pencils I've come across. Okay. So you can see I'm working my way down, and I'm repeating that process every single time. Lorraine, do you know what? I actually brought mine from Amazon when they were on, it was the Black Friday, but you could also look at places like Cass Art, or CASS Art, I think Colt Pens as well, places like that, and just look round for a bargain, because they are out there. Okay, so let's have a look at where we're at so far. Okay, so we've got this sort of interconnecting type of pattern going on now. So any that, as you can see here, that the lines aren't touching, I'm just going to go ahead and join those lines like so. Okay, see there's one there, look. One there. Okay. Not allow them until mid-July. No, you need them now. Okay. All right, so we've got some loose ends, haven't we? We've got this top end here, and we've got this end here. So you think, oh, where do I take this? Where do I go? So it's quite, we're going to just follow it back on itself. So we're going to take it round and down here today. So you've got a connecting one. But if you wanted to perhaps do a border and say that this was in one of the corners, you could actually take this all the way round and down and then back in on itself. So you've got sort of a nice fancy corner, and then you've got this row of lines for a border. I can sort of give you a couple of examples of that in a little while, but let's today let's focus on joining this together. So we can see here we're going to go from here to here. So I'm going to go from this to this. Oh, Bridget, the chameleons are nice too. I use the fine liners, and I do use their pencils. I just don't use the alcohol marker ones, but that's just a preference. Okay, see I've turned my tile there because I just want to... Right, so let's go back and have a look at this one. So this I've sort of come down and back on itself because that one's going to match up here. Then this one I've extended and I've gone up and round and right to the edge because it's going to go on that edge one, see? Oh, thank you, Jackie. Right, and then this next one. So again, if I'm going to imagine here, look, it's going to come in and round to this one. You see? In and round to this one. Do you know what? I think it's been really good doing the book as well, because I know you've got the videos, but it means that you've got the pictures in front of you as well, and it seems to work, doesn't it? I'm really pleased that I did that. So I bet you can guess what's coming at the weekend, if you've not already, because I am down, I think, for Sunday for Create and Craft. So I'm frantically working at the minute to finish the next set. You see, I've come back on myself, and then here I'm going to come up and round and back down into this one here, so it'll go back round, see, so slightly curl. You see now why we did the whole grid. I think it's just been a little bit handy, and once you get used to this, you don't perhaps need the grid anymore, and you can go a little bit wild and you can change the shape and the size. But I just thought, just so you get the hang of the actual pattern, it's worth doing. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Do you know, it's really nice to know, because there's so much work goes in them, obviously, to get them right, and you might find a few spelling mistakes, but never mind. Okay. So hopefully now you've actually got this interconnecting shape that's sort of never ending, and that's what we were after. But it's still not quite there yet, it still needs a little bit of work. So I'm going to put my pen down and I'm going to go in with my regular pencil. Okay? Oh, Julie, it has to be done, doesn't it? It has to be done. But remember, in the second lot of tiles, I think even the first, I thought it's about time we introduced a bit of colour. And then, of course, we've got shaped tiles, although shaped tiles aren't quite ready at the minute, but I've got an alternative for you. And, of course, there's a surprise in there. I don't want to spoil it. Maybe Friday I'll show you something. Okay, so you can see I've got my pencil here. And let's go up a little bit. Do you know what? Yes, it will be a lockdown reminder, because, you know, it's something that we all did and we all did together. And I think because it's got those memories with it as well, it's more than just a book. Well, it is to me anyway. It's a moment in time, a way of recording, isn't it? Something that we've all done together. Okay, so you can see here that I've gone in with pencil. I've gone in quite heavy there. And then I've let it go a little bit lighter, and the same this side too. Oh, Julie, that'd be good. Lockdown journal from the beginning. You know, there's quite a few people have done that. And you'll notice there's a certain theme going through their pages. It's just lovely. And my goodness, what a reminder, you know, of having all the tiles, and you can put little notes on it. A little, you know, positive words, and you can get your stamps out. So many things you could do. So you see here, I'm just working my way down gradually. Let's go a little bit heavier there. On all those sections that appear to go under that last one. Okay, see? The same here. This is the fun bit now. We've done all the drawing, well, for the main bit anyway. And then, of course, here you're going to have some here. I'm going to sort of slightly take it round to an angle, and then here. There we go. All right, let's have a look at that. Oh, Kathy, there's a book that's been out now for, I don't know, 3 weeks, and it was called Tiles, Tangles and Techniques. And it's a book of 12 of the tiles that we've done during this lockdown. So I know you've got the videos on here, but I actually did a book showing you how to do them as well. And there's some practice pages in the back and things like that that you can have a go at, and you can build and develop your own tiles and patterns as you go. So yeah, okay, you see there? So I'm turning my tile hook, and I don't actually have mine with me at the minute, so say I've been working with it at home, but it's worth a flick through. There we go. Okay, so then here I'm going to add some under here. It's actually going to be sort of, you know, bits of graphite, I think, all over the place just for now, but everywhere that you've got something that goes underneath, you're going to have a little bit of graphite. Okay. So I'm not being particularly, you know, the neatest in the world. I'm just adding some on there, and you can already start to sort of see it shape up a little bit. Okay. Spaghetti, yeah. Oh, we'll see, we're dragging it into food again. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit larger now. There we go. And tortillon, notice it's my tortillon that's got the graphite on it, so it's not my white one. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take it round that corner a little bit. Alright, swirls where it's the heaviest, and then just sort of push it round. And then the same here, swirls just to get you going. You see there, it's starting to move, and then just push it towards. Now, so if you wanted to get rid of the grid, if it's a little bit heavy before you do this, then go ahead and do that. So the grid's just there to give you a helping hand, really. But you don't need it. I mean, I did mine a bit heavier so you could actually see physically where I was going with everything, but you don't need it. There we go. Okay, you can see what I'm actually doing as I'm working each side, but I'm leaving some of the original paper colour, so it's not all going across. Sorry, I just picked up that message that Julie's got more bread flour. That's unfair, Julie, because that means you're making more cookies and we can't have any. So I think you're just being mean there, telling us. There we are. I actually managed to get a click and collect slot for my shopping this week, so that's looking up. There we are. Okay. All the little things that we're grateful for. It's just lovely, isn't it? Thinking that, you know, we've been in this sort of lockdown now, and as we're coming out, it'd be nice to remember those little things that you think, oh, that was really nice. You know, people can continue to be nice to each other and have that empathy. I think it's going to be a better place we're coming into, isn't it? Oh, Jano, where did we get? We got self-raising from, is it Aldi? I think we're Aldi. Yeah. The other week. Okay. But do you know what? I've not really had much time to do any baking. Not that it's my number one sort of favourite thing to do in the world anyway, I must admit. Although I did teach it for a while in school. Yeah, you like Wise, the woodwork teacher, teaching food? Yeah. It's just how it was. Okay. So you see, I'm just working my way round and smoothing out this graphite that I've put on. And, you know, depending on what colour tile you've used, you're going to get a slightly different effect, of course. Must admit, you've all been loving the hot pink tiles and the lilac. Yeah. But, yeah, we all went a bit crazy at the weekend. But I have actually put on order some more pink, so, and a few other colours as well. Thought we'd give it a go. All right, let's have a look. Oh, did you? Oh, Sheila. But yeah, Vivian, it is right. It has put things into perspective, hasn't it? Okay, you can see here, look, you've got this sort of light section in each area. Okay, Okay, so you see here where you've got this. So I'm going to leave the pencil for now, and I'm going to go ahead now and hope that my lovely white pencil didn't break when I dropped it. And I'm going to go in and use my white pencil. And I'm hoping this is where, you know, you're going to notice a difference. Now, you know, even if you're on a cream tile, then you go ahead and use a white pencil, because it'll still bring it up a little bit. Not as dramatic as this, but you'll still get a little bit there. So I'm going to add, oh wow, look at that already. Wow. Some white into there. And then this side. Now, on your sort of curved, you can sort of put it wherever you like, wherever your light spot's been. Mine seems to be there. Let's work it down so you can see where it's going. Okay. And I'm pressing on quite a bit here as well. You know, I'm really going for it. And then, see, I've got a bit of it there. And it's sort of following its way down. See here, I've got a bit of a white spot there. Definitely those. Looks a bit weird at the minute, doesn't it? But we are going to blend it out a little bit. But wow, doesn't it all stand out? Now, if you've got these brown tiles, you could also have gone in, you know, with a pastel pencil, and maybe, I don't know, maybe a yellow or a cream to do this. That would look quite smart, wouldn't it? Or maybe a blushy pink or an orange. Wow. Yellow. Yeah, but I'm going in with the white. There we go. Now, again, if you've got your polychromos, I know they don't blend like these chalky ones, you could still have gone in and used that. Okay. Alright, so now that my clean tortillon, alright, this is the one I use for whites. I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to smooth it one side, then the next. Right, just ever so gentle. I'm not pushing it really, I'm just smoothing it out. It's sort of, it's dulled it effects slightly, but it's just showing that we're getting a little bit of a sheen on there. Okay. Yeah. Well, do you know, Christine, yeah, that you don't need a massive amount of them, I think. You don't, you know, not like you do with the larger pens. Just a smaller pack would work brilliantly. You know, it just gives you what you need. Imagine doing those flowers we did the other week, you know, with the circles, and adding a touch of pastel onto those, and then a little bit of green in the little leaf shapes we did. It'd be lovely. But yeah, you don't need much. Do you know what? I think I've showed on a video before as well. You can use the chalk pastels. You know, they're not in a pencil, and you can brush it straight onto your tortillon. So you see where that light's hitting, look. Yeah. Just working it round. There's something I think about just spreading this white and you're seeing how effective it is. It's sort of really, really nice to see, isn't it? And I know that, you know, even using a black pen, it's, you know, using the brown just sort of like gives it a slightly more gentle feel, doesn't it? There we go. Just taking it round each of those corners, just nice and gentle. I'm not trying to blend it with the graphite, I'm just smoothing those edges. You see, I've taken the time not to go over the gel pen that I've done there. Just nice and gentle like. So, there we go. I think some of the kids have gone back to school today as well. It's one of those things, we've got to start somewhere, I suppose. I'm sure the teachers will be taking good care of them and they're well on with what they're doing. So. There we go. Alright, let's have a look at that. hard. You know, you shouldn't be guilty. You think, do you know what? If you've got the right equipment, then you're going to get better results. And if you have a lot of pleasure from it and you actually use them, then it's an investment, isn't it? It's not a guilty pleasure. It's something that is going to make your life better because you enjoy it. And do you know what? We only get one life, don't we? Allegedly. But you know, we've got to have some bits. And you think sometimes, you know, you buy cheaper pencils, you find that you might buy 3 or 4 packs before you think, oh, actually I'm just going to buy a decent set and I've done with. You know, there we go. So that's sort of where that's going. And I just want to add a few extra bits and pieces in around the edges, of course, because it's not, you know, it's never finished, is it? But I'm loving that. Thinking that what I am going to do is just go in and add a little bit more darkness, you know, just to those sides.
You don't know where that is,
Okay. Yeah, so let's just work from there. And on there. There we go. Just working that edge of it. Just darkens it up a touch. And there's nothing stopping you going back in and doing that, you know. It just gives it a little bit of a lift if you need it to. Oh yeah, Christine, absolutely, yes. Agree with you. Okay. So let's have a look around the edges then. Let's look on the outsides here. I'm gonna just make it a little bit bigger. And there's a couple of things we can do. Now let's go in and do decisions. Yeah, let's go in. I'm gonna put a little curve in there. See, I'm coming from one of the corners there, and let's do another. And another. And another. Okay. So then I'm going to come back on myself. Okay. Back on myself each time. Back on myself. Alright. Bit of a sharp sort of spiky cactus type flower. Well then let's bring that down and down so it joins. Okay. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Oh, I'm glad you like this one. I know at the beginning you think, oh my word, what am I doing? And you know, you've just got to get your head round where to put those lines. But once you've got it and you add in those sort of bits of shade and they look amazing. Well, Michelle, yeah, you're right there. You know, you never get quite the results you want and they don't last as long. So it is worth saving up. And do you know what, with the polychromos, you can actually buy separates. So if you've got a particular colour you use a lot, rather than replacing the whole set, you can just replace the single one. Okay. So there's that one. So I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to add a couple this side now. Now I'm not thinking particularly about which way round I did it. It doesn't matter. It's whatever way I feel. So that one's going to sit there. So I'm not trying to match it or anything. I'm just going in with these curves. There we go. A little bit at a time. And then add that section in. This actually looks quite nice if you've got a centerpiece and you do this all the way around. Oh yeah, opera house, yeah. Of course. And then that's another one this way. There we are. Now I'm going to be a rebel here. Because see, I've got 4 in every single one, haven't I? And I'm going to leave this one at 3. See if you can do that, just leave it. I know you might think, no, it's got to be all the same. Go on, a day. I'm going to leave it at 3. Yeah. Alright, in we go. Okay. And then let's go in, and again, your choice. I think I'm going to sort of go in and add my little triangular shape. Now you're looking at that thinking, what has she just done? Here we go, I'll do another one. You ready? So it's 2 little lines. They don't have to be straight, they can be curved or they can be straight. You can line across the top. I'm going to come back on myself and do 2 little triangles, one either side, and colour it in. Alright, oh sorry, moved it. And then I'm going to draw an aura around that shape, see? And then I can have another one coming out of that one, see? There you go, in and around. Okay, let's have another one here. I'm not going to do too many of these, I just think it's nice to have something sort of creeping round in the background there. Yeah, I know, I have to push you out your comfort zone a little bit, and even if that's just leaving one that's not got the same amount in. But you know, if you really need to, then do it, but you don't have to. It's your tile, you do what you like. You know, it's entirely up to you. See there, look, it's going to have a longer one. I'm just going ahead and just adding in these little bits, just to sort of give it a little bit of detail around that background. No. Do you know what, I suppose I'm going to be the same once my garden's done and I've got pots in. Maybe I'll be symmetrical, or I'll have to have 3s, or I don't know yet. I've not planned that far ahead. Okay, see, I'm going to leave one there. I'm not going to put one there either. Let's have a look at that. Alright, see sort of these little things growing out. And then of course we can go on in and add in those little bubbles that I love to put in. Sort of growing out there. So let's turn it around, and we want a sort of similar idea here, so we want to go in and add a few more of those little triangle shapes. There we go, sort of growing out from each other. Only one sticking out there, look. Let's have one here. Oh Glenys, that's lovely, your tiles. I'm so pleased that you're all liking these coloured ones, because I know it's nice to stick with the traditions, you know, and just stay with the cream or even the black, but you know, it just doesn't half bring out your work, and it makes it, you know, a bit more varied, isn't it? And you can be a bit more creative with coloured tiles. Of course, if you're doing cards and things, then sometimes it's nice to, you know, to have a topper that's a different colour. Imagine, you know, bringing in your gel pens and doing them in gold and silver. You know, it's just nice to have something a bit different. I don't know if you do as well, you know, if you are doing cards, but, you know, there's you know, we put quite a bit of graphite pencil on. If you're using a spray and shine or a varnish on the top of them. I know I said hairspray works great for stopping them smudging. If you're actually doing them as a card and giving them away, then maybe it's worth perhaps, you know, using a bit of spray and shine on a little bit of spray varnish, and then that stops anybody who wants to touch it, you know, smudging the pencil. Just a bit of a hint there. Alright, so is that going to be my last one? Let's have a look. Some little bubbles. Okay. Do you know, not just because we can. Let's go in with our white pen. Right, so I'm going to use my white gel pen. And I'm just going to go in and I'm adding a few, before Julie mentions them, there's lovely little zingers. I'm not going to get carried away with these, just, you know, a couple sticking out in places. So let's add another one. See, just sort of hiding away there. And then of course we can go in and add a couple of little bobbles too. And then same this side, let's sort of, see with these you have to sort of feel where they're going to come from. They've sort of got a mind of their own, and they go whichever direction they want. So it's not always about what you want, it's about where they're going, where they're heading. Okay, so that one, yeah, we're going to come over the top of that one. Let's have another one there. And of course, if you don't want to just have them on their own, but you don't want more, you could just go and put a little bobble on the end. There you are, look. Just makes them look like they're part of something that's growing. You don't have to do it on everyone. Yeah, let's have that in the front there. Sometimes it looks quite nice, doesn't it? Okay. Okay, I'm sure she's happy now. We've got some zingers in. Okay, a little bit of shading. So I'm just going to come around the outside of that original shape that we did. Now that was by special request actually, this one we did today. People were asking how to sort of do it, so that's why we did that one. I'm going to add quite a bit of graphite, you see, in the centre of those there. You see, I've sort of done it in almost a V shape. There we go. Same there, look. Right there. Back in on my torture, make sure I pick the right one up. Okay, and I'm just going to go around the edge ever so gently, just sort of with a swirl. I'm not going to try and move it about too much. Just going in and softening that edge. Just nice and gentle like. And then of course these little bits here, I'm just going to sort of pull it out a bit, but I'm going to leave a little gap in the middle there. Same there. So I'm just pulling it into the space. Oh, do you, Jackie? Yeah, they are nice. And you know what? Actually, I'm using the new earth tones. They're really, really nice. I just love the colourways. You've got some really nice. There's a lovely like a terracotta in there, and there's a mustard, and there's the blues are very sort of, I don't know, well, earthy like, I suppose. They're just lovely. Oh, Joe, yeah, there is. Do you know, for some reason, if you're going in through Facebook, it won't let you. But if you go in through the internet and you type in my website, which is Colour Craft Create, it'll let you. If you're struggling a little bit, if you just message me after and I'll send you the link. So, you know where you're going. I know, I don't know why it does it. It's a real pain, and I'm sorry about it. It's obviously something I've done, and I just can't seem to work out what the hell it is. But yeah, that works. I know Carol, the lady, spoke to me Friday about it, and she did it that way, and it worked. So that's the way to do it. Go in through the internet. So I'm just sort of, just adding that little bit of depth around the edge. And I could always go back in with my, yeah, I think I will. Saying I'm doing it, I am. Let's go back in and just around this edge, I'm just going to go back in and add, yeah. I mean, with the jelly rolls as well, sometimes you sort of think, oh, is it just to add a few blobs? And it's just, add a bit of colour in there, but no, draw with them as well. And they work brilliantly. You just, as I say, you have to be a little bit slower with them because obviously they're rolling around. It's not like using the micron, but they just work really nicely. So there we go. So I could even go back in and just touch those up a little bit. See? So this one, a lot of potential. You could, you could do more than 3. You could add 5 if you want, 5 or 6 to this. Or Elaine, no, I won't. I have got your stuff. I've just got to do the cost. That's all. Honestly, it's here. It's right here. We've done it this morning. So you can see there where I've gone in. I've added a little bit there. But yeah, you can use 5 or 6 here. You can not go back on yourself. You can do it so it creates a different border. you could even, you know, take one of the lines in, you could add stitching or add little bubbles in there, so you've got different patterns running through it. There's a lot, as I say, a lot of potential. Of course, last thing that we've got to do is let's find a place for a signature. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Oh, I'm going to do it down here actually. Just your initials, remember. There we go. Just your initials. Let's have a look at that. There we go. So whether you have it this way, it doesn't really matter. It looks divine, doesn't it? Love it. So what I'm going to do, I've got here a page that I did, and I've used grey tiles for this. So I'm just going to move this one out of the way. I'll pull it down a bit so you can see the whole thing. And let's have a look at this. So you can see this one here, look, is very similar to this one here. And you can see using the grey with the white is just beautiful, isn't it? Then of course this is sort of a slightly curly one. I'll have to show you how to do that at some point. But here is where we did a little version, and you can see where I've worked it round, but then I've actually come out and round and back in. So it's giving you that sort of corner and then a border. You see I've even added little swirls there. And then of course across the bottom is creating a border. You can see that I've used the same amount. I've got 4 spaces in there, so it just works really nicely to do it in all different ways. But you can see, looking from one colour to the next, they look lovely. It doesn't matter what colour you use, it always works really well. So yeah, it's a nice one to do. As I say, if you need to, watch it back and do the bits slowly, take your time with it, and what you'll find is you'll suddenly it'll click and you think, oh yeah. I mean, even if you're struggling with it, get yourself a little scrap of paper and just literally draw it really rough. Start with those lines and just literally draw each little section, just so you get it into your head where it's going. But it's a stunning one to do, and it's one that you can sort of go places with. So I hope you've enjoyed that one. So I hope there's lots of potential there, lots of inspiration. And yeah, love to see what you do with it. Love to see the different colours you're going to use and where you're going to go with it. Do you know what, actually, just being that I have got, you know, I mentioned that lovely terracotta. Let's come on in with it. Got to do it. Let's just go in and add some of those bubbles. See with that little, look at that. Oh, terracotta. Just to sort of add a touch of something in there. Macy, I know, remember me talking about the grid lines. I can't even see them anymore, and I know I did them a little bit stronger. That's there's a couple there, but you know, you don't really see much. There we go. Let's have a look. There you go. All right. So enjoy that one, and enjoy your week. Enjoy the sun while it's still here. And I will see you all, being well, Wednesday at 2 o'clock. In terms of what are we going to use, then I don't know. I'm going to see how it goes. I've got some ideas in mind, but I've not decided whether I'm going to use a coloured or a cream tile. So just be prepared. Have whatever to hand. Have whatever you've got ready. And say the most basic pen, pencil, tortillon will get you through all of these different sessions that we're doing. So please don't worry about it at all. Don't think you've got to have anything extra. You haven't. That's more of a want than a need. But yeah, enjoy. Have fun with it, and I will see you on Wednesday. All right, have fun and stay safe. See you soon. Bye.